Shalom. Allah start out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Harakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Salutations to the Ophelet that's pushing his truth across four corners of the earth and all fair truth and sincerity. On this Amawanda back again in the city. On this we're going to on this video I found on TikTok.
What do y'all want?
Before I start playing it, the title of it is "Black People Betraying Black People Now." It's gonna be times that we're in. We're gonna have, I say that you're gonna have your own people that you may know, or those that, so-called Negro, Latino natives that are Israelites, that are the Israelites, that know they're Israelites, or, those that probably not, but those that don't know they're Israelites, or, don't believe or whatever. You're gonna have those those that are gonna betray you. Those that, the men of the Lord, the apostles, and the elders, and the brother Grand Millstone to teach this truth. You're gonna have, people that friends or family, whatever it may be. Your woman or kids, whatever, they're gonna betray you. Because of the truth. And that can happen. That's, scriptures, it's gonna happen. You're gonna have that, man. Especially in these times going forward. And so, but before I go on and play this video.
Believe this or not, we being betrayed by our own culture, our own race. People who look just like me and you. A lot of those people that's killing us and locking us up and doing YT people work is coming out of our own fucking community, dog. See, they gave a certain demographic of people some money, some fame, some power.
And you have so-called Negro, Latino, Jake, Israelites. They siding, they going along and siding with the so-called white people, Esau, Edomite doubles, right? To watch and infiltrate, what you got going on, and they'll give certain so-called Negro, Latino, native Israelites, a good amount of money, sellouts, right? So that, they're giving that money, whatever, and they go back and tell the so-called white man Esau, my doubles, what's going on, this and that, and then you wonder why, you getting your door kicked in by the FBI, whatever, right? And that's gonna happen, man. You're gonna have people that that you thought that you could trust, or they believe in the truth or whatever, or just like I say, friends or family or whoever, just know that you are teaching the truth or the word of Lord Yahweh Shai. They just want to get you locked up because of you was teaching the truth, and things start to happen, and this place America, Babylon Great, going down, and things getting bad and getting better because you was teaching it, and when it start happening, they want to lock you up for it. Set you up to get you locked up, or tell on you, But I'm play some other video.
They get to go talk to them perpetrating bootlicking motherfuckers about us. Those people giving them people the blueprint. Because you know what? For so long, we just made videos. We march, Black Lives Matter, which all life matter. But It's people that look like me and you, some of y'all aunties, your grandmas, your mamas, your daddies. They hate us more than white people do. I'm telling a lot of y'all, they hate us more than YT people do.
I'm gonna say this too. You know, the black culture. You know, that Yahweh Shai ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I say, Yahweh Shai is with, you know, those that, you know, come into his truth and wisdom of his word, you know, knowing that you know, you're Israelite and so forth, you know, knowing who you are, you know, and the understanding of his word and truth, you know, and believing in, you know, in his word and truth, and believing in him, believing in Lord Yahweh Shai, you know, because not all Israel, you know, is not going to come to the understanding of the truth of the word Lord Yahweh Shai. You know, they don't want to deal with, you know, the bitter. You know, they don't want to deal with the bitterness of the scriptures. You know, they'd rather, you know, be a sellout to the so-called white man, eat sodomite doubles, and, you know, take the goodies and, you know, party and keep partying and having fun and shit, like, and things like that, right? You know, they don't want to give up, you know, their status and the things that they got in this world, and selling out to the so-called white man, eat sodomite doubles, to gain the things of this world. They don't want to lose it. You know, that when you come to the truth, Lord Yahweh Shai, you're gonna lose things in this world. You're gonna lose, your status of, what you was in the world and this and that. You're gonna have to suffer. You're gonna have to suffer for Lord Yahweh Shai, for the truth's sake, and for Lord Yahweh Shai, the name Yahweh Shai name, and the truth, But I'm gonna play some more of this video.
Because they have a certain amount of status, a certain amount of fame, a certain amount of money. They have separated themselves from the culture. And they were the upper class. They in the club now. Or they think they in the club until that shit lands on their front door. I'm telling.
Stop right there. So you have so-called Negro, Latino, Israelites. Like I said, they sell out to these Edomite doubles. So-called white people, red people. So-called white people, which really they're red. You red double Edomites. They sell out. But in the end, it's not gonna. In the end, these so-called white people, red Edomite doubles, they're gonna backstab you. You Israelites that sold out. And they, even though I say you Israelites that do sell out to the so-called white man, Esau, and my doubles, they still hate you. They're gonna backstab you. They don't want to. They don't want you to be a part of their, of their of their plans, or or their group or whatever, so forth. They just use you to they just use you, sell out Israelites to get to Israelites that are is a threat to their new world order agenda and so forth. So they could take those that are bucking up against their new world order plans and so forth. And they try to come at the men of the Lord, but like I say, they try to come at the men of the Lord of the apostles and the elders and brother. Excuse me. They try to come at the men of the Lord of the apostles and the elders and brother Millstone, right? That teach the truth of the word Lord Yahweh Shai, but it ain't gonna work, because Lord Yahweh Shai, he's gonna have protection, a hedge of protection on the men of the Lord, the elect, and these Edomite doubles, so-called white people, red Edomite doubles, they their plans, what they're trying to do is not gonna prevail. You might have, like I say, family members, friends that try to betray you, but you gonna, Lord Yahweh Shai gonna make a way that you come out of that, But we'll get a scripture real quick to go into what he said. This Proverbs it's on Proverbs 11:21. Proverbs 11:21. though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So even though you sell out Israelites, so-called Negro, Latinos, y'all join hand in hand with the wicked, which the wicked is so-called white people, red Edomite doubles. They're not gonna go unpunished. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They not gonna get away. The Lord Yahshua is gonna get these Edomite doubles, red double Edomites. But you Jake, they're joining hand in hand with them, y'all gonna be punished too. You 2/3 Israelites, that take that, those that take that chip, which is the Marco C hip. No, excuse me, those that take that chip, the Marco C hip, which is the mark of the beast. Excuse me. Those that take that, you still gonna be destroyed. You trust in the so-called white man, Esau my double, you gonna still be destroyed. With them. When the Lord Yahshua returns and the chariot so-called UFO. And zapping y'all with the laser beams, those ain't right. And then ultimately the thermonuclear missiles raining down upon America, Babylon Great, and burning up everyone and everything in America, in other countries as well, but mainly America gonna get completely destroyed. But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. The elect gonna be delivered for the wrath and judgment of the Lord Yahweh. Those that kept the faith of the Lord Yahweh, no matter what, being betrayed, being, just, what it may be, right? In these times going forward, catching hell, going through, sufferings, suffering for the truth of the word, Lord Yahweh, standing strong in the Lord Yahweh, not selling out, not looking back, not, giving up on his word and truth, keep pushing and teaching the word no matter what. Lord Yahshua gonna deliver, the elect men that stood firm in the faith. Then nothing sway the elect of the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Israelite men, and those that believe Lord Yahshua not gonna get, their faith is not gonna be shooken. Their faith gonna be sound in the faith of Lord Yahshua, no matter what. No matter how bad the storm and things get, the elect gonna keep their faith no matter what, man. And keep their faith in Lord Yahshua no matter what, But let me see. So I'm gonna play some more of this video.
The black community and the black culture has been betrayed by black fucking people, dog. And I don't see how a lot of people don't see this shit. In numbers, we will outnumber any fucking race. Why we get bullied the most? Why we get killed the most? Why we get put in jail the most?
I'm gonna say this, like I said, another example of being betrayed. Look to who y'all call Jebus. Y'all was shy, right? He was betrayed by Judas Iscariot. For some money, coins, whatever, right? Shackles, coin, whatever. So hey, you gonna have to sell out Israelites, man. Gonna do the same thing. Gonna take the money. Take that. Marco C here, which is the mark of the beast. So hey, it gotta happen. I'm gonna play the rest of the video.
And nothing happens. The justice system is built against us. And I was thinking, I'm like, how the fuck this shit get to happen like this? If black people so fucking strong. But back in the days, in the civil rights days, in the Jim Crow era days, that's how Malcolm got set up. That's how a lot of black leaders, Huey P. Newton, a lot of black leaders got set up because of a lot of black person. And it's still happening to this fucking day. And so, before we can talk about coming together, we gonna have to motherfucking separate ourselves around some people, man. They say skin folk don't make a kinfolk, my nigga. And I don't want to see no race war happen. I wish we all.
I say all skin folk, kinfolk. I say, in the truth of Lord Yahshua, all Israel, Israel, either you're the elect of Israel or not. Hopefully, I'm probably righteous number, but either you're the elect or not, man. And then like I say in these times, you know, what you gonna, you know, you gotta pick a side. Either you gonna ride with Loyal Rashad, you know, until the end, or you gonna sell out to the so-called white man Esau and my double, you know, so. But play some other video.
Y'all can get along because whether you believe it or not, if you're not in the millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire club, they don't like your ass either. They don't like you either.
Like I was saying earlier, hey, y'all can sell out to these so-called white people, Esau and my doubles you want. But like I say, you know, even those that, like I said, he isn't a billion dollars or whatever they got billion, they still don't like y'all. You know, they still don't like you so-called Negro, Latinos, or Israelites, you know. The so-called white people, red, you know, my doubles, hate you Israelites, man. You so-called Negro, Latinos, you know. But hey, y'all don't see that, right? Y'all blinded. Y'all blinded because y'all look at the kernel of just, you know, y'all want to just have this, you know, the things that the so-called white people, Esau, my doubles have, you know, these nice big houses and you know, luxury stuff and stuff, you know. You want to be like these so-called white people, red, eating my doubles, man. You know, but you should not want to be like them. You know, the scripture goes to no envy, not the wicked. You know, because like I said, these so-called white people, Esau eating my doubles, their time of rulership is coming to an end, man. You know, they ain't got much time left, man. They you know, they rulership, you know, and power is coming to an end, man. You know, but those that don't see it, you know, and still trusting the system, still trusting the so-called white people, Esau to my doubles, and like I said, y'all gonna be destroyed, you know. But play the rest of the video.
But it's sad to see that they could get us to go against us because some money, some fame, a little status, and you will have us agreeing on some bullshit that happened to us. Yeah, it starts within us. It's a lot of people who done betrayed us. I'm trading this real talk. Watch us. And then you will put the pieces to the puzzle together and you will see what's really going on. Real talk.
Yeah, so that's it on that video. So I'm gonna go back to the scripture real quick. It's keyed up, but so there's all Galatians 4:16. Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? You know, because you know, like you have the men of the Lord, the apostles and the elders and Brother Graham Millstone that teaches truth in the spirit of Lord Yahweh Shai, you know, and you know you have our people, so-called Negro, Latino, Israelites. They don't like to hear the truth. You know, they rather hear you tell them lies, you know, sweet little lies. You know, tell me those sweet little lies. You know, I don't want to hear that. You know, they don't want to hear that America gonna be destroyed and so forth like that. You know, they don't want to hear that. You know, they want to hear everything gonna be all right. You know, matter of fact, I just get it. Let's see real quick. It's let me get Isaiah 39:9. Hold up. Oh, sorry. Isaiah 39:9. Isaiah 30:9, excuse me. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that would not hear the law of the Lord Yahweh. You know, so-called Negro, Latino natives, which are Israelites, are rebellious, man. You know, they you know, they don't want to hear the truth. You know, they'd rather hear a lie. You know, that they'd rather hear you just tell them a lie, man. That everything gonna be okay. You know, you're gonna prosper in America and this and that. You know, and keep doing what you're doing, and just call on Jeebus, and you'll be okay. You know, that that's not gonna help you, you know, because loyal how about some shy, you know, you gotta come correct, you know, with loyal about some shy, you know, you might not want to hear the truth or understand the word of the Bible, but you need to hear the truth, you know. Everything is not gonna be all sunshine and rainbows, you know. The truth, you know, it get, you know, it get ugly at times. You know, it does the bitter and the sweet of it, the scriptures, right? You know, but you got to deal with it, you know. But you have Israelites that, you know, they hear the word they hear the word. Excuse me. They hear the apostles and the elders and brother minister to teach the word how about Shai. You know, they hear it, but it's like they can't digest it. They're like, oh no, you know, I can't, no, I ain't with that. I want to hear everything gonna be okay. You know, they don't get some money or something, whatever. I'm gonna be famous, rich, whatever. They want to hear some stuff like that, whatever, right? You know, they don't want to hear, you know, about, you got to deal with the sufferings and lose things in this life to, you know, to serve the Lord Yahushua, you know. But in this verse, Isaiah 30:10, which say to the seers, see not, to the prophets, prophesy not unto those right things, but speak unto smooth things, prophesy deceits, you know. So like I was saying, you know, they don't want to hear that in America. They don't want to hear, you know, what the apostles and the elders and the brother great minister teach and say, hey, you know, hey, America gonna be destroyed and this and that. They don't want to hear that shit, you know. They want to hear like, hey man, hey, everything gonna be all right, man, you know. Just call on Jesus, you know, and you know, and just keep doing what you're doing, you know. You know, and so forth, right? They just want to, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to come, like I said, come to the truth of the light, you know. It can expose you, you know, expose you for who you are, you know, come to the truth of Lord Yahushua, you know, that the apostles and the elders and the brother Mr. teach, you know, they don't, you know, yeah, Israel, they can't, I say they can't handle it, they can't, you know, stomach it, they can't, you know. It's just not for them to, you know, to keep and understand and have, you know. It's only for the elect, you know, to receive the truth of Lord Yahushua. But like I said, you have 2/3 Israelites, you know, they become enemies to, you know, the truth, you know. They try to, you know, spread lies and you know, lies, and, you know, accusing, you know, men of the Lord, apostles, and elders and brother grand minister for something they didn't do, you know, just try to, you know. But yeah, you can't do nothing against the truth before the truth, you know. But a lot of you Israelites that do sell out and do all this stuff, you know, do all this false accusing and whatever, you know, y'all, Lord Yahushua gonna deal with you. Lord Yahushua gonna bring great judgment upon you Israelites that, you know, that you know, like I say, you know, gave in and sold out to the so-called white devil Edomites, so-called white people, red devil Edomites, man. But cause I didn't want to make it too long, so I'll go from there to so I'll get to cause I did not want to make it too long. So I'll go to Luke. I'll go to Luke 21. Luke 21, and let's go to Luke 21:16. Yeah, Luke 21:16. And ye shall be betrayed by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. You know, so hey, you're gonna be betrayed by, you know, your family, you know what I'm saying, brothers, sisters, kinfolk, friends, you may know, whatever, right? You know, for this truth. You know, you teaching this truth, you know. When things start to really, you know, really get bad here in America, Babylon Great, because we in the beginning of it, yeah. You know, you're seeing it now happening, but once things really start to intensify and, you know, prices, everything still skyrocketing, gas going up more, you know, now this peace deal situation. I don't know. Trump told me they got I think they got a peace deal or something with Iran. I'm not mistaken, something like that right now. But last time I looked, but that don't mean it's gonna get any better. That don't let that fool you. Don't let that fool you, because things is still gonna get worse here in America. Babylon Great, things still gonna this economy is gonna collapse. I say this financial system right now, that we is going on right now. The paper dollar, is gonna be useless. The debit card is gonna be useless. Like I say, eventually I can say that Marco C Hill, which is the mark of the beast, is gonna be mandatory for you to have to buy and sell. That's gonna come. But like I said, with things, when things start to get bad and worse, you're gonna have friends, family that say, "Oh, he was one that teaching that talking about America and this gonna be destroyed and blah blah blah," whatever they say, and when have you get you, locked up or get killed, for this truth, for teaching the truth, But I didn't want to mention too long. So Luke 21:17, and you shall be hated for all men for my name's sake. Hey, so the elect, you so-called Negro, Latino, Israelite, the men of the Lord that teaches truth, and those that believe in Lord Yahushua, he gonna be hated for the name Yahushua's name, for his name, for his truth, and his name, for the name, So, hey, that's the times that we ain't going forward, man. Hey, me myself first and foremost, hopefully I'm probably righteous, that Lord Yahushua have mercy upon me. Those that believe Lord Yahushua, that those that believe Lord Yahushua, that hopefully to be able to righteous number to escape the wrath of judgment, to escape the wrath of judgment of Lord Yahushua in these times going forward. And keep the faith until the end, no matter what. But like we in those times, man. Hey, don't be surprised if and it goes for me first and foremost. Don't be surprised if family, friends, or whoever portray you, for this truth. Betray you for this, for this truth, But with that, I hope this was edifying. So again, I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Harakah Kadash, to the apostles, elders, to the Sisakim brothers, to the few Akwaf sisters that do listen, keep the faith, and Yahushua keep fighting. That's it. Shalom.